I was there with Ashley, that girl that I roomed with for a little while.
Yeah.
The one with the demonic.
Hey, y'all crazy bitch, but you fuck so on top of it.
Actually, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Hey, you're crazy bitch, and you're just fucking crazy, so leave me the fuck alone.
Anyway, she was like Scooby-Dooshing around the whole place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just yelling at him.
Yeah, she was literally...
She was a Marine.
That is one place I would not do that at.
She was a Marine.
Yeah, she was...
She's like want to fight things.
Yeah. That's one place I would
Fight
never do
terrorists. I'll
Scooby-Doo
fight a
shit.
ghost.
Even just joking around, I wouldn't do that.
Stab 3 werewolves.
Anyway, she kept doing that, and there was one point that I drew the fucking line because she like picked up a piece of grave. Like a piece of broken grave and then threw it. And I was like, oh, you done fucked up.
And that's
I'm fucking leaving. I am leaving.
I'm
and we go to walk out of the cemetery because I convinced her finally, like, we're fucking leaving. We're going now. And on the way out, I swear to God above, if there is one, that she stepped in a hole or something, some kind of hole, and sprained her ankle.
Oh shit!
Yeah, on the way out, less than a minute after she threw this piece of grave and pissed off whatever is in that cemetery.
When you said the whole grave thing, and I was like, oh, that wasn't even like for ghosts. That was just my southern hospitality. You don't fuck with graves, man.
Do
no,
that. Step on a grave.
You don't step on a grave.
You don't look at a grave the wrong way.
Yeah.
You definitely don't pick up a grave.
Oh, no.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was just like, no, to fuck the ghost. That's not. You just don't do that. You're from the South, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's some common courtesy.
Actually, she was Actually, she's from Minnesota.
Well, there
in
you
Minnesota, we just destroy graves. You just throw them everywhere.
She's
you
one of
ever
them
played
there
in a Minnesota
corn-fed
cemetery?
Oh my god.
Oh crap!
Back
Looks
when
like
I was a
broke
kid,
the
we
grave
used to
again.
make a lot of stone rocks and things out of cemeteries. We just turned the
sand, so
we played in the dirt. I built a fort over 3 graves once. I turned a headstone into a treehouse.
Anyway. Okay, are we done with the Watley Cemetery stories?
I think so.
I have one from when I was like a really little kid. It's not Watley Cemetery because I didn't live here. I lived in this little shitty podunk town called Thomaston, and I had a bunch of friends, and we liked to adventure, where you just run off into the woods and run off into a random direction, just keep walking until the sun goes down, and you get lost, and you turn around, you go the opposite way, you go back home.
Yeah.
Well, it was basically we just kept walking down this road. Well, there's a cemetery, and Thomaston's got a lot of mountains for Georgia. A lot of bluffs, too. A lot of really... we had walked to this bluff, and it was a good bit of ways from my house. And there's a cemetery, and it's like cemetery, gas station, and there's a bluff, and that's kind of how the setup was.
But when you're a kid, you can walk for ages.
I had this overwhelming sense of I don't want to fucking go to that cemetery at all. I don't want to go into that cemetery. I don't want to step
all your friends are like, you're a vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, pussy. And they just ran. So I started running after them, like, oh, yeah, I'm good, okay. And I started running. And I literally felt like something from under the ground pushed my foot up. And I fell on my fucking face. And, like, it just freaked me the fuck out. Like, I was just like, nope, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go stand over here by the road. And I was like, guys!
You were that
Get back over here! And there was another time, it's not paranormal, but there was one time we were outside playing in a thunderstorm. Because that's what you do.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this is like, the way this neighborhood was set up.
You,
is
Mom,
like,
lock the door so you can't go
yeah,
back
exactly.
inside.
Can't go back inside. And it was already dark. No, it was dark in thunderstorm. Like, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was dark because of the thunderstorm or if it was already dark. But it was right over us. But it wasn't raining yet.
Oh, God.
So some of those kind of, where it's just
ominous.
Hardcore lightning, no rain.
Oh, that's my favorite weather.
Yeah. I'm assuming that this lightning struck right near us because the thunder was loud enough to knock us off our feet.
Good God.
Yeah. Like, it was, and I was like, I'm down. It just went down. I was like, I couldn't do it. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was just freaking the fuck out. I was like, I'm going inside now. You know? Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I think, like, my hatred of, well, as a kid, my hatred of horror movies, in particular, like the hatred of the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt, was like a big thing. Just that intro now, even just hearing that music, I'm like, nope, I'm leaving. Why are you watching that? It's a terrible show anyway.
I'll put it on sometimes just to fuck with him. I'll put it on and I'll just be like, hey Frank, come and see what I'm watching. And then and then he's like, and then he just nopes out of the room.
Yeah,
he's just
like,
nope.
It's like, I'll watch it up to the point where, like, oh, he's about to pop out the coffin. I'm not looking. I just still have memories of my head, shoving my head into the cushions of the couch to avoid hearing or seeing the Crypt Keeper pop out of the coffin.
I did that for years with the X-Files theme.
Oh, really? Yeah,
God.
fuck that. Because it would always come on after Simpsons.
Yeah.
So I'd be watching Simpsons. New episode of Simpsons. And I was just like, no, fuck this. And
Brilliant theme, by the way.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
It's just
really
just instant chills. Just like, yeah, I'm not watching this show.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It wasn't even that scary.
It wasn't, but
It
was
scared me.
fucking
It
awesome.
scared me
Watched
to
it
the
now.
Yeah.
Like, we used to be so scared when we were kids, and Josh and I watched it. Kinder and I watched it the other day, and we're like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, it was like season 1.
There's
Like a-
interesting
like a cop
episodes, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's an investigation with monsters.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
CSI with...
Monsters. And so like that, but go tell the Ouija board story that I was going to tell that she keeps bugging
He
me
needs
about.
to tell a story.
Oh.
He hasn't told one in a while. He's only told one so far. And
yeah,
he
you're
has
right.
more than
Shit.
anybody. So, Kinder, do you have any more stories to tell us about your creepy ghost following shit?
yeah, I do.
Well, with the Jello pudding goes down.
Yeah.
There's actually several stories, but it all ties into one when you think
Yeah.
about the implications of it.
The meta of Kinder's life.
Yeah.
Ear itches. These fucking headphones.
So I told about my dad. He killed himself, and then
Yeah.
shortly afterwards I saw him and talked to him, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, throughout the rest of my life, I've just been fucking haunted. Like,
Yeah.
every so many years, it would just get bad. I really kind of started putting stuff together, and I kind of figured a lot of this stuff is kind of tied together. If it's maybe just my own brain here working, but I can tie it together, and it makes a lot of sense in a fucked up way.
Yeah.
So I guess the best place to start would be when I moved in with Ashley, the one who broke her leg in the cemetery, or sprained her ankle.
Throwing grave.
Ghost hater.
Yeah, grave thrower.
Grave thrower. Minnesota grave thrower. That's like a wrestler's name. Ashley, the Minnesota grave thrower.
Anyway, I moved out of my mom's
Does
house.
she do a tombstone pile driver?
She probably could.
She probably could, actually. Yeah.
She was pretty stout. But, it was corn-fed girls, man.
Yeah, exactly. Playing in cemeteries all the time.
Yeah.
It builds up the muscles.
But, anyway.
Picking up all those headstones.
I moved out of my mom's house, because I just didn't want to live there anymore. I'd moved out once already, and then I had to move back in because, lost my job. So after the plant got shut down, that I worked at, moved back in with mom and dad, and I just didn't like it. Now I got another job, and almost as soon as I got the job, I was like, all right, looking for my own place. I got to look for somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So
Well, because your house is full.
yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, she just happened to have a nice little house, that she was renting from a dude, and she had a couple extra rooms. So she already had one roommate, and she had a room left. And she was only charging me X amount a month. And I was like, you know what? That's perfect.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it, I'll move in. So I moved in with her and this guy named Robert. And, for a while it went well. Ashley, she's this ex-Marine girl, fucking Minnesota grave thrower, corn-fed girl. And Robert, I'd say he was 19 at the time. Anyway, he still had that whole high school goth, whatever.
Yeah.
Sense of style,
My life is a lonely place.
a bunch of Tim Burton stuff,
Super into Night
like
Before
plastic
Christmas.
daggers and candles and whatnot, and pentagrams everywhere.
Yeah.
And
So hard.
yeah, he was one of those. And he was just really just a sad guy. Things looked great for a while, and didn't have any more experiences. I had some at my mom's house before I left, but that's for another part 2.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, part 3.
part 3 rather.
2.53.
Yeah.
5.1.
So I'm driving home from work one day, and hadn't had any experiences yet, just whatever. I'm driving home from work one day in this little tiny Toyota truck that I have, and smoking a cigarette, just chilling. And I pull into the driveway there, set my parking brake, and start getting my crap. Getting my crap together. I'm about to bring inside, and as I'm doing that, my truck shifts like somebody's getting out of the back of my truck.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Like the shocks lit up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course I look in the mirror and I'm like, huh,
The fuck?
Nothing there. Of course there's nothing
Sounds
there.
like one of those gang initiation Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes gang members will sneak in the back of your truck and stab you.
Yeah.
As this is part of their initiation ritual.
Yeah. So don't think anything of it, I've seen freakier shit than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so I get my
Plus
crap.
your car was kind of shitty. It could have just been your truck being like,
That's what I thought too.
I'm breathing
Yeah.
heavy at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too at first. And, I write it off as nothing, and I start grabbing my crap again, and then my truck really just quickly shifts forward real bad, just,
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, it was like fucking,
It was off.
It was like malicious.
You
So
had the
it
car
was like
cut
it
off.
was.
This
it-
thing was off. It was
So it
parking
almost-
brake set off.
Yeah, so it almost felt like your parking brake was letting go or something, is what it felt like, but that's not what it was.
Yeah, but that was on
Yeah.
flat ground.
Yeah.
Or like,
I was just trying to give an example
Yeah.
of what it would have felt like.
Yeah, it was a really quick shift forward, and then it stopped, and it was like, fuck this,
Yeah.
So I get out of the truck and I drop this Zippo that I had, and that actually happened to be my dad's Zippo that was in his pocket whenever he shot himself.
Ah.
shit.
And there's a dent in the top of
Do
it.
you still have that?
I do.
That's your fucking problem right there, motherfucker.
Burn, salt and burn, motherfucker.
Salt and burn that.
I wouldn't do that. But he had it in his pocket when he shot himself,
Yeah.
and apparently that dent that's on the top was
Yeah.
caused when the shrapnel from the bullet actually exploded.
Oh.
And a piece of the shrapnel actually hit
Jesus.
the top of the lighter and caused a dent.
Get rid of it.
Uh.
That's your problem. And, we figured it out.
Frank, there's more.
Oh, there's
It all ties together.
There is more.
So it's not just this one lighter that's causing all the problems.
Okay, now I
There's
do want to
more.
buy this movie script.
Supernatural would buy this script.
Yeah. Now this lighter.
Not only do you have more, tell Frank where this lighter is at this very moment.
It's probably in my closet, or is it in my nightstand?
It's in your nightstand, right next to our bed, as we sleep at
I thought
night.
you were going to be like, it's in this room
It's
right
in this
now.
very room right now, and Nick Cage has it.
No, but I had this stuff going on way before I got this lighter.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously, before my father even killed himself.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, going back to that. Okay.
I don't know what they're
sorry.
doing with each other.
I don't know.
I'm
I ripped
confused.
my pants.
I'm flirting with my wife.
he just rips his pants while we're talking.
All I want is pants.
A decent pair
of pants. Solomon Grundy want pants too.
Can't get you decent pants if you rip them up.
That's what all the teen kids are doing.
Continue.
All right, sorry.
Alright,
I think we're drifting.
I don't know.
Whatever, it's fine.
Anyway,
For a second, it looked like it. That's nothing.
so,
We're going hard, motherfucker. We're
so I
drifting.
say, fuck this, drop my Zippo. I'm like, fuck the Zippo.
No, just go! Run!
Just go.
Just
Leave
running in
And,
one place like a cartoon, smoke trails on you.
Yeah. So I fucking run inside, slam the front door, and of course, first thing I do is open the drapes, look out my truck, and of course, there's nothing fucking there, just my shit on the ground.
Yeah.
And then Ashley, she's like, the fuck, man? You getting like bum rushed by a ghost? And that's the first time I ever heard her bum rushed.
Actually
what
heard
the fuck
it
happened?
said,
You
yeah.
got bum rushed by a ghost? Back in Minnesota, we used to throw graves. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Come on. Yeah.
Anyway,
That's a
call.
new thing. That's a new thing now.
What, the Minnesota
Yeah,
grave thrower?
so I'm looking out this window, and you know how, have you ever looked outside and just felt like there was something out there, but every time you get in your field of vision, it just ducks behind the tree?
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
It was like that.
Slender Man.
You know, it's like, yeah. That's like first thing I thought. I was like, fucking Slender Man.
Slender Man, he's after me. Fucking,
Like,
fuck you, Fortune.
Like, I'm, like, fucking camera starts going,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I'm looking out there, and I'm like, fucking hell, man, this shit's fucking wild, creepy shit, I tell her, I'm like, I just fucking ate some bad Taco Bell,
Yeah.
And,
God.
That's the excuse for everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ghost.
so I fucking, get over this shit, and I'm just like, saying to myself, you're a fucking pussy, man. You've had worse shit than this happen.
Yeah.
Come on. Stop being such a
It's probably just
giant.
my truck. It's nothing.
Yeah, but it fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I go outside, get my shit, and first thing I pick up, of course, is a Zippo. I'm like, okay, it's not scratched or anything more than it
Already is.
was from a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else can I do?
But I go behind my truck, and it's a tiny truck. But I get behind it and shove it as hard as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Won't even budge. The only thing I can
You'll
do
get
is
that
bounce
little
the back
slight
of it.
movement, but not like
nothing like what it
like-
was. And I can get that little shock bounce, but it wasn't near as much of a shift as it was whenever it shifted earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after that, I just fucking say fuck this, go inside and try to go to bed. But obviously I didn't sleep that night. My spidey sense was going off the whole fucking night, Yeah, and just looking at all the walls, just like, fucking, there's something here, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was more adrenaline than anything, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I say wake up, and I got up that morning, and, I go to Starbucks to get me a coffee, kind of chill out. And, come back to the house, and Ashley's like, fuck, man, this Blaze, you're fucking on edge. I'm like, fuck it, I can't turn down free weed, so, we smoke out.
Yeah.
And, after that,
Turn his grave into a bong.
After we blazed, we spent like the whole day.
That's what
just
we do
high
in Minnesota.
off our- we spent like the whole day just high off our ass, and before we knew it, it was nighttime again. And Ashley decides she's gonna go to bed. It's like 9 o'clock at this point. I'm like, whatever, go to bed.
Okay.
I wasn't sleeping again.
Right.
So I'm sitting here watching Spartacus, which is actually a great show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Spartacus, and I've gotten like through 3 seasons, and out of nowhere, her door opens up. This is several hours later, and her 2 dogs run out of there like a bat out of hell. And she comes out, and you just like fucking ghost white, and I'm like, what's wrong?
Ghost white.
And I'm sobered up at this point,
Blueberry. Yeah.
I'm sobered up at this point, and she's like, I can't fucking sleep because my dogs keep like staring at. Like, keep growling at something in my room, and they keep staring at, like, this corner over here, and there's nothing there. And I can't fucking sleep because of it. And I'm like, well, fuck, man, that kind of sucks, So we go in there, and obviously there's nothing or whatever.
There, yeah.
So her dog...
Oh, sorry about that. I was just haunting her.
Yeah.
I'll leave now.
Yeah. So she...
I didn't know I was interrupting your sleep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Apologetic ghost.
So the dogs, they sleep on the couches that night, and I'm actually able to get some sleep that night, even though I'm still on edge.
Mm-hmm.
Never really came down, unless I'm fucking high, and then,
Yeah. Different edge, man.
So, over the course of a couple of days, little things kind of, happen like that.
Mm.
And, little things kind of happen like that. And, Robert, he's getting behind on his rent. And he keeps getting more and more behind, and finally Ashley's like, I gotta give you an ultimatum, either pay up,
Or
or
get the
you
fuck out.
gotta go.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a tough love kind of thing, because we knew he was going to go to his mom's and pretty much just stay there.
Yeah.
And we were cool with that, but he was eating all our food,
At least he has a place to go.
Yeah.
Can't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, like I said, tough love kind of
Yeah.
thing. But, so he does predictably what we thought, and he goes and stays at his mom's for a while, but he leaves all this shit. He didn't take anything but, like, essentials. And finally, one day, after almost a month of him being gone, we're just like, fuck, man, I wonder when he's gonna get his shit. And being the curious people that we were, it was like, maybe we'll pack up some of the shit, quote unquote.
Pack up.
Yeah.
Pack it up, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So,
I gotta pack up this diary and first separate all these pages.
And make sure I read them.
Yeah,
I mean,
just to make sure that they're all in place. Yeah.
To make sure it's actually a diary.
Right, yeah. It could just be an empty notebook, and I keep it.
yeah, it was kind of wrong, but,
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
what you do?
we first thing we did was, we went to his closet, and, actually, the reason
R.
we
Kelly
looked at
was
shit
in
is
there?
because we were looking for a Ouija board, because she wanted to fuck around with a Ouija board, and I didn't fucking want
okay.
to, but she really wanted to.
Such a bad idea.
I fucking hate
Why
Ouija
do
boards.
people do it?
Because she's from Minnesota, and we throw
Yeah,
graves.
throw graves.
She
I'll
ain't a
throw a
skirt.
grave. I'll play with a Ouija board.
ain't
I'll
scared.
punch a ghost in the face.
Anyway, so we were looking for the fucking Ouija board, and we found a Ouija board, but we kept looking. And we come across his porn stash, which was funny.
All goth girls.
Oh, actually, there was a couple of very small dresses in there.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them looked like it would fit him.
Ah.
Well, to each their own.
Yeah. Of course, we found the
Does he
standard.
frequent certain boards.
Probably. Of course, we found the standard hentai
Yeah.
stuff, and we came across a couple of dirty mags, which I
Yeah.
think magazines still exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really? Printed media?
Yeah, but we did come across this thing of CDs, and it was a collection of 6 or 7 CDs, And they were just marked 1 through, I think it was 6 actually, which makes it even better.
Yeah. I'm buying this movie script, like I said. There's going places.
They were marked 1 through 6. And, of course, we're like, this has got to be porn.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm curious of what kind of porn old Robbie boy is into after what we found.
Yeah.
So, of course.
Why else wouldn't you label it clearly?
So, of course, we pop it into my computer, and, it's a really long media file. It's like a 60, 70-minute media file. We pop in, like, number 2, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you're like, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's an album. No, the first thing it says was, Satan's kingdom was taken from him.
Yeah, it was the Vega, okay, yeah.
And, we're just like, what the fuck?
The fuck?
And we keep listening to it, and it turns out it's an entire black mass, like satanic
just
sermon.
Recorded, yeah.
And it specifically
Radio 666 The Dark playing today's top black mass hits.
It was specifically Luciferian, which apparently is the
LaVey. Yeah, it's particularly LaVey.
Yeah. But this stuff was just brutal shit. We're just like, dude, this is fucked. And then we're kind of looking at his shit. He's like, he's got a bunch of pentagram stuff, which is stupid because that's actually a Christian symbol.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But he's got all that, and the candle shit, and there's like
the inverted pentagram.
Yeah. But he has a bunch of weird shit anyway, and we're just like, what's this kid into? We leave his shit alone after that. We're just like, fuck this.
Course,
sorry, couldn't pay my rent this week. I was buying a lot of chickens to sacrifice.
So at this point, we're just like, fuck this. We're just gonna leave all this alone. And Ashley decides to go to bed again, and I'm just like,
I'm done with it. I can punch a ghost, I can get a Ouija board, but Satan, I don't mess with him.
Yeah.
You can't throw Satan's grave.
So,
we don't know where it is.
We don't know where it is. It's some ethereal place.
Mexican.
Yeah, we don't know where it
is. This is pretty bad.
I'm going to go take a nap under a tree with a sombrero and a poncho.
Hey, man, I don't fuck with Satan, man. He's a dark man.
Don't pull a Richard Hammond on that, Frank.
Yeah, we don't throw Satan's grave.
Anyway.
I can't do the Minnesota voice anymore. Fucking Mexican.
Sorry.
Mexican grave thrower.
Anyway, so I go outside and I'm smoking a cigarette.
Robert.
Before I know it, I've gone through like 3 or 4 cigarettes, and she comes running out of her room just like, dude, fuck this, fuck me, fuck everything.
I'm going for a drive.
Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? And she tells me about this dream she had. She tells me about this dream she had where her and her family are being chased by these really black dogs. And
son of a bitch.
They're being chased by these just really dark black dogs, and they're picking off her family one by one, and she's being chased. And in her dream, she gets caught by her throat, and then she wakes up, and her throat is just really burning really badly. And her dogs are staring at her, cowering in the corner. These are 2 boxers. These are not scaredy cat dogs,
Yeah.
These dogs...
I'll fuck up a ghost. I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah. But they're just their tails under their ass, cowering in the corner. Anyway, she comes out there, she tells me about that, and I look at her neck, and it looks like fucking the guy from Hitman tried to choke her.
Oh,
which
shit.
It looks like a handprint.
Garrote? Or like a line? Or was that like handprints?
It was thicker than a wire. It was about as thick as a finger, but it
definitely
was...
force was applied to it.
Yeah, there was definitely some force there. It was really red, and her voice is even raspy.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is fuck shit,
Fuck that.
Yeah. So we start doing some good old-fashioned Google research, and come to find out the whole Black Hounds thing.
Yep.
Apparently that's related to hellhounds.
Yeah,
of course.
And hellhounds, apparently their appearance in your dreams, supposedly, this is all, psychic, Sister Sonia stuff.
Hold these crystals and we'll alleviate the hellhounds from you. It'll remove your scent. It's like running through a psychic pond.
Yeah. But
cleansing.
According to what we found, this was a very clear sign that a demon or demons were trying to get at you or trying to get at those around you. They were around you, attempting
hunting
to
you with
pretty much
dogs.
stalking you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
tell me about these dogs.
Yeah. So that was pretty fucked, And we come across some other stuff in our research about seeing like dead relatives, and we come across the whole thing about that demons will try to deceive you and try to gain your trust over time.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like, fuck that. That was my dad. That was my dad. That was my dad, wasn't it? But the thing about it, demons supposedly, if
they're gonna
pose as your family.
If you're protected, which at the time we were very Christian, and we prayed a lot more. And if you're protected, then they really can't follow you or do much to you.
Yeah.
So that was just like mind fuck right there. I was just like, dude, this is really coming together in a weird way.
Right.
There was one more. Oh, the other thing, past lives. If you supposedly, according to Christian dogma, if there's no such thing as a past life,
Right.
and
You
if
have
you
your one life, and that's it.
yeah, if you claim to experience a past life, or if you do remember a past life, this is like a false memory interaction with a demon
implanted
kind of thing.
by a demon, yeah.
And I'm not so sure about that, but I did have, when I was a child, I used to talk about this hat. Like, I saw this picture of somebody wearing one of those Polish cat driver hats.
Yeah.
And I would tell my mom that I used to wear a hat like that when I worked out in the fields barefoot, which was very specific. And I was like 3 or 4 years old. My mom can verify this.
I think you've told me about that one, and that was my reaction.
Were these fields muddy? Was there a tiny house near these fields?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck you. I'm done.
I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that until
I like this movie a lot. Can we make this movie?
Yeah. I actually forgot all about that bit until we came across that research, and it's like, oh shit. So I gave my mom a call. And I called my mom and said, hey, look, do you remember when I said this, that, and the other? And she was like, I remember exactly what you said. And she verified with me and told me exactly what I had said. And when I said it and all that noise.
Yeah.
So after I got off the phone with her, I'm just sitting there just in shock. Like, I have been followed my entire life since my father's death. And the thing that really got me after that was, what if they were attached to my father? What if that's what drove him to suicide, was that he was followed by demons?
You inherited his demons.
What if I inherited his demons after
figuratively and
Kinder.
Demon hunter.
Yeah. But what if
Mrs. Kinder, you're next.
This is what, like, when I say I'm not sure if I'm a skeptic or not, I normally turn into this when I hear his stories. This always tips. This is the tipping point. I hear his shit, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm fucking.
I need to top off my believer fluid. Let me go talk to Kinder.
Yeah.
Kinder, tell me about the Minnesota grape thrower again.
And I can't make this shit up.
No.
It's too like, why would you? What reason would you have to make it
because,
up?
it's not one of those things that's like, I fucking saw a skeleton.
And it was spooky.
No, it's the implications that kill me, because I never thought of the implications until much later.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been telling these stories for years, and it was only about a year and a half ago that I put all the pieces together and thought, holy shit, this is fucked.
Now, if,
And I'm still not done with the story, by the way.
oh, shit.
So after all this crap and the Google research, I decide, you know what, fuck this, I'm not staying in this house tonight. Y'all can eat a dick, fuck a demon, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going elsewhere, so I give J-Bo a
Dick-shaped
call.
objects.
And if there's anybody that does know their dogma, it's J-Bo. Mm-hmm. We're talking about what's been going on, I tell him about our research, and he's kind of, reinforcing some stuff. And as we're talking, normally when you talk about ghosts, you get that kind of chill down your spine, and that kind of paranoid feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know what that feels like. And while we're talking, I keep getting this paranoid feeling, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's just because we're talking about ghosts. Well, it keeps getting a lot worse. And just worse and worse and worse. I can't shake this feeling that something is right there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm kind of sitting there listening to J-Bo, and I won't say I saw anything. It was more like a daydream.
Yeah.
Like a daydream, kind of almost a vision, but not really. But I saw this. The only way I can describe it is a storm astronaut from Morrowind.
Yeah.
It was like this rocky, thundery, weird being walking behind the couch behind J-Bo, just as a daydream.
Yeah.
And it walked behind J-Bo, doing its whole demony thing, I guess. Yeah.
From Morrowind or from Skyrim?
From Morrowind.
Oh, okay, good.
Skyrim hadn't been out yet.
At the time, Skyrim wasn't out.
I'm just saying.
But, so I see that, and I'm just like, weird. And I'm like, alright, man, I gotta go take a piss. So I get up and I go take a piss, and I'm so creeped out that I have to cut my piss short because I feel so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like he's just standing there with his hand on your shoulder.
It's that bad.
Finish up, buddy.
Yeah, so I cut my piss short, and I'm like, fuck, put my dick away. And,
Wrong, pee shy? Ghost.
You had to mention a dick, didn't you?
Shut up.
We already did like 3 times.
Yeah.
Sorry. I forgot. It's been a long time.
But, so I'm walking out of the bathroom, and I turn to J-Bo, and I say, dude, I don't mean to freak you out or anything, but, and he stops me and he's like, dude, I'm way ahead of you. This is fucked. And I ask him, what do you mean? And he's, it's fucking, something's here, dude. Something's fucking here and it's fucking with me right now and I can't do it. You know?
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell in the tone, when you've hung around Jabo long enough, you can tell when he's bullshitting and when he's being dead serious.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the tone of his voice was panicky.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, we're just...
Son of a bitch!
We're talking about...
Go!
So, one of our friends just burst in the doorway. Just, oh, blah! I want to suck your blood.
There's a white figure busting through the door. Ah! Okay, I think that's a good place to end it.
There's your proof.
Ghosts.
Fuck, do you want me to end it or?
Yeah, just finish it up.
So, fucking, we're just sitting there panicking, just like, what do we do? This shit's just like getting really heavy right now, and just it literally, as we're talking, the temperature's dropping enough we don't notice it, and you start getting goosebumps, and at first it's goosebumps from fear, and then it turns into goosebumps because of cold, and we only noticed because we could see our breath inside.
Oh, man.
This was springtime.
Yeah.
This was fucking springtime.
Ding time.
Yeah.
Which is like 95.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Spring is like summer here.
So we start to see our breath inside his house, and it's at this point we're like, "This is fucked. Get your Bible."
Just get the Bible.
So Jabo grabs his Bible and is like, "What do you want me to read?" And at that point, he cuts his sentence short. What do you want? And he's looking at the window. Right?
Yeah.
He's looking at the little sliding glass door to outside, and I've never seen somebody turn so ghost white all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like literally, it was liquid paper white. And I said, "What, dude? What's the matter?" And he didn't say anything.
What's the matter? As you're freezing, watching a ghost
Yeah. Holding a Bible.
What's wrong, man?
But the thing is, I looked in the direction he was looking at. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
But I walked a couple of steps forward, towards outside because I was going to go smoke a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked a couple of steps as he's like frozen there. I'm like, dude, you're fucking freaking me out. And I get right in front of the door where he's looking, and I freeze, and just the most overwhelming fucking feeling of just foreboding, hopeless fear just gripped me.
Just get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck
No,
out.
it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that I could go anywhere. I was literally paralyzed. Just I couldn't do anything, and I'm sitting there with tears running down my face, just, oh my god, I've never experienced anything like that, and I'm just holding my head, just, no, this can't possibly, there's nothing this fucking evil right now. And I fucking get away from that spot as soon as I regain control of my jello legs. Yeah. And Jabo just opens up his Bible to a random fucking page and starts reading, and we start fucking reading the shit.
Woe be to he who says the people are we are the world.
And we start reading this fucking Bible. The holy fucking Bible, sir.
Holy fucking.
And we start reading this thing as we go. It starts getting a little lighter, which is fucking weird. It's fucking weird that shit's just it's kind of letting loose. We're less fear gripped. And after all this happened, we get to a point where we're just reading the Bible now. Nothing happened. It was as if nothing happened at all.
We're alive.
And it was
alive.
We were so calm about it afterwards. We fucking watched The Exorcist just for the fuck of it.
Do that?
You just asking for trouble. I mean, really.
We were just laughing about it so much. It's like how.
So it's like it didn't even happen, basically.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
It was like that.
We're just
after
crazy.
All that, After all that, it's just gone.
See, I think that is a good point to end it on, because that essentially, that's the implication I'm getting, is that even with all this fucked up shit that you've had happen to you, every single time afterwards you're just like, fucking ghosts.
They're
can't
so
live
cray.
with them, can't live without them.
Ghosts so cray.
Ghosts so cray.
I actually did have a little bit happen the next morning, but I can pick up on that later.
Oh, let's save that for later.
No.
Please, I have to be done. I want to sleep tonight.
I can't.
My point was, I that we experienced that, and I was like, well, let's get married. Make this forever.
Yeah.
I just want to see it in real life. First ghost.
I want to see if you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry you just to find out if it's true.
Well, if you want to hear the story again and with all the details,
oh my god,
you can read it it's on the Creepypasta Wiki and terrortortellini.com. It's called Dad's Zippo.
Dad's Zippo.
Okay.
Because the Zippo, it's written, it's got a little flair. Nothing's false, really. But it's definitely got some
to make it creepier. But the story is genuine.
It's got some writer's flair to it, I admit. But there's nothing in there that's just by itself false.
Imagery.
Yeah, lots of imagery, lots of fancy words, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a decent writer, if I do say so myself.
Right.
Aww.
Next time on SOGOpod.
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I still want to do that conspiracy theories thing, as I think we can go on that for a while.
We also got we're gonna have a trivia something or other in the works eventually. Maybe.
Yes, it's baby names, celebrity baby names.
Yeah, celebrity baby names. Yeah, and possibly like some kind of
just something lighthearted.
Yeah, especially after
and
this
maybe
shit.
more appearances by the Minnesota grave thrower, if you know what I mean, don't you know? I'll smash your grave over your head so fast you won't even see it coming, 'cause I'm the Minnesota grave thrower. I'm gonna cut a minute. You wanna challenge me for my championship? You come take me on. I'll show you what for. I'll give you a grave, smash it over your head, and that's not a Bojangle. I'm telling you the truth. I'm Minnesota grave thrower. I'm world champion.
I hear you there, Minnesota grave thrower, and let me tell you something. My name's the Green Hornet, and I'm a-coming to sting that ass.
Oh, Green Hornet, you were gonna come out here, and you're gonna call me out, and I know you're a big guy, but I'm bigger, and I'm gonna throw a grave at your head.
I'm Corn-Fred.
I'm Corn-Fed. My manager, Corn-Fred. We're gonna take you down a notch, Green Hornet. We're gonna pull that stinger out your butt and stick it down your throat, don't you know?
Why don't you come down here, brother, and say that to my face? Because I'm a-coming to sting that ass.
Oh, you're on this weekend at Survivor Series. I'm gonna stick my size 13 boots so far up your stinger hole that I just ripped out and shoved down your throat that it's going to become a genetic part of your background and it's going to happen to your children.
You know what? I can't really argue with that logic, but I'm still coming to sting that grave-slinging ass.
You're a one-trick pony, Green Hornet. I'm going to take you out back and I'm going to treat you like we used to treat the ghosts up there in Minnesota, and I'm going to stick my knee in your throat. And I'm gonna have sex with your mother.
Your mother was a two-timing whore.
Don't you talk about my mother. I'll throw her grave so far it'll break, because I have no respect for the dead.
I'll walk it too.
And I got nothing. Next time on SOGOpod.
Next time on SOGOpod.
Brother.